Hello, everyone. Good morning. This is Marianne Parker, and I'm extremely excited to be here today. And you know why? First of all, I'm part of IQ Podcast Media, and this is a reason to be very excited. Second of all, I'm in beautiful Coronado. If you don't know about Coronado, this is a peninsula. We call it an island, and very exciting things are happening here. First of all, I don't know if you're aware, but Marilyn Monroe actually filmed her movie Some Like It Hot. So today I would like to talk about how to warm up our frosted relationships this Valentines, because I think this is a reasonable topic enough. Many people are going through a lot of stress, a lot of pressure in their marriage, in their relationships. And I thought that this might be a good topic to talk about. If you have any questions, always can actually ask us in the comments and let me know what you think about it. So, first of all, I would like to tell you that I am an international business, social, and youth etiquette consultant, and I love etiquette. So you'll hear a lot of interesting etiquette topics, media topics, PR, and let's grow together. The reason I called the podcast Posh Overnight with the Princess is because we all need to actually help each other sometimes. I might be here to fix your crown, and I might need you to fix my crown sometimes. So let's start. Why I think that warming up the frosted relationship is important, because a recent statistic actually indicated that over 40% of the divorce papers or divorce agreements were raising this year. The reason being is how I said, there is so much pressure, a lot of stress. Some people love being together all the time. Some people might take it a little bit overwhelming. So what can you do? Number one, dress to impress. And if you know what I mean, sometimes you can look a little bit more seductive. I have some very beautiful ideas. I have gloves. You don't need to be with your pajama on this Valentine's Day. You can dress something very, something pretty, put a little bit of makeup, put a little bit of cologne for the gentleman, or perfume for the ladies. So I think that this could be a really good idea, because you know what? Even if you are, the best looking person, if you don't take care of yourself, and if your partner sees you every day in this messy bun or without taking a shower, you forgot to brush your teeth, well, you can't really blame them, can you? So number two, I would like to suggest, if you can, create a beautiful table display, because most of the time we eat dinner in front of the TV, and I created something for you, something very basic that you can utilize immediately. So this is a little display that you can see, and I call it the BMW display. So what you're going to do, you actually can place the table setting. The B is for the bread plate, M is for the main course, and W is for the water. So in other words, you cannot really make a mistake, because the W for the water is going to be, the glasses are always on the right side. Prepare something very nice, but don't experiment with recipes. The reason being is, some people really love their food. They like to eat. They like something delicious. They like a good preparation. So if you are experimenting, and how I know, sometimes this can backfire, because if you want to create something really different, something really sophisticated, but you have never made it before, this can be really, really crucial. So, and big indication for failure. So even if you know only how to make macaroni and cheese, and my suggestion is, don't do it, don't make it from a box. Try to do it at least from scratch, but create something that you really know how to make, and you're going to be safe. Maybe you can purchase a nice chocolate cake or something more delicious, but always make sure to prepare something that is actually tried, cooked before, and do not experiment. So number four, I wanted to show you something very important, and I call it Ice Ice Baby. The reason being is because we love our champagne, don't you? And today is Monday, is 11:30 in the morning, so obviously I am not going to be drinking champagne champagne right now, but I really want to show you how to open the champagne bottle, because believe it or not, approximately 100 people every year get injured by opening of the champagne in correct way. So we don't want to be part of the statistic. Besides, this can really, really ruin our relationships. And actually, there was a gentleman from a TV show in England, I think it was last year, a very good-looking young man with a very big future. He injures his eye. His name was, I think, Ted Campbell. I'm not sure exactly. So what do? I have here a bottle of champagne. Is actually not the real bottle, but I want to show you. What you're going to do, you have two options. The first one is to open the champagne with a saber. And I have to suggest that if you are going on a date with someone who is planning to have a saber, maybe this is not a very safe choice for you. So try the other method. And it is how can you open this bottle of champagne? So you always have to realize that the bottle of champagne always has this foil on top. So take the champagne with a saber, take the foil out, and keep your hand on top of the champagne, on the top of the metal cage, because many people think and they assume that they have to remove the metal cage, and actually this is wrong. You have to keep the metal cage on, because this is how you're going to have a safe environment. So when you keep the hand on top of the champagne and the metal cage, you can actually unscrew. This is a little wire. This is the metal wire, and it's only 6 times that you have to turn it on the other opposite direction. You see? I don't know why 6 times, but this is the exact amount. So 6 times unscrew the metal wire, and you're going to be able to remove the metal cage eventually. So how do we actually open the bottle? You're going to turn the bottle towards you, not towards the other direction. It has to be towards you. And you're going to hear a slight pop. If you hear a very, very big pop and some kind of an explosion, this is not the correct way for you to open the champagne, because the correct way has to be elegant, sophisticated. The reason why it's so dangerous by opening the champagne incorrectly is because this little bottle has so much pressure inside that actually equals the pressure in the tires of your car. So can you imagine if this explodes? So you have to be very, very careful about it. What do you do when, for example, you want to pour the champagne to the person who you want to enjoy with? Always make sure to pour in a glass. This is the glass for champagne. It has to be a flat and it's a long glass, because it is very different from the glass for for example, red wine or anything else. So this is the glass is for champagne. And you're going to pour the glass up to here. Never pour the entire glass with wine, champagne, or whatever you have. Also, if I have this slight suggestion, if you're at home, make sure that you don't use plastics. This is a plastic glass. Looks very cheap, and you want to make sure that there's a very big difference between being cheap and frugal, but at the same time you can definitely afford to have a proper glass for your date. So I think that this glass could be much better option, and you're going to show your date that you really care. So this is something suitable for maybe picnic, if you're in the park. I have another one that is very, very pretty. And we paid a lot of money for this. It was in a garden party in Los Angeles, and it was, I think, $500 per person. But this was in the good days, BC, before COVID, when everyone was celebrating. So I don't think that you can enjoy such a entertainment today. So those are the basic things that you can actually, it's very simple, very basic. You don't need to go over the top. How about gifts? So I brought something just for an example. Gentlemen, ladies, don't stress too much, but you always can have some particular gift. Depending on your maybe financial situation right now, depending what are you celebrating. If it's some kind of an anniversary, you don't want to use COVID as an excuse. So show up. You really, really want to show up and, put your best foot forward and have a really good celebration. So if you have any questions about it, just let me know in the comments. By the way, I received this couple of questions regarding how do we feel about gifting therapy sessions this Valentine's Day. And every time in the podcast, I want to talk about something funny. At the same time, I want to talk about something really serious, because life is both, can be funny and can be really serious. When we're talking about the therapy gifts, you have to understand that many people, because of the COVID situation, 2020 was very difficult. Some people are overwhelmed and they went into drug use, alcohol use, depression, anxiety. And this is becoming like a regular requirement for them to be advised to go and see a therapist. So what do we do in a situation like that? If your partner has an issue, you have to be very careful, because some people don't really recognize the fact that they have an issue. And if you just tell them that they do, this might actually really break your relationships, because most people think that they're completely fine. I've never seen anyone who is going to say, oh, you know what, my fourth and fifth glass of wine is okay, I can handle it. But if it's consistent, if it is every day, becomes a burden. And that's why many people decide to leave the relationship. So my suggestion is that you definitely can gift a therapy session only after you have a deep conversation with your partner. You need to tell them that you're there for them, you want to help them, and you are suggesting that they need to see a therapist. Or if we have to go together to a therapy, maybe why not? Usually I've noticed, I'm not a dating coach, but there's certain etiquette techniques that we can use and utilize to help our relationships, because 40% of increasing of the divorce, not really a divorce rate, but a potential divorce, is a very, very high percentage. And, especially families with kids, this is actually concerning. So make sure that you communicate with your partner and let them know that you're concerned and you want to proceed with particular therapy. Also, if you are not aware about the situation, don't go and just suggest things, because this also can backfire. So basically, those are the relationship advice that I can give you about the Valentine's Day. And if you have any question, how I said, I'll be very happy to answer it. By the way, I would like to see your suggestions for this Valentine's Day, and write to me. Send me an email and just let me know how did you celebrate it. If you have a picture, send me a picture. And a lucky winner is going to get two of my books. I have two international best-selling books on etiquette. One of them is called Posh Overnight, and the other one is called The Sharpest Soft Skill. Those are the books. And I think it's going to be very beneficial. I like to give gifts anyway. So I think that this could be great for both of us. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something else. If you are not in a relationship, because some people prefer not to be, and some people are lucky not to be, they don't need to deal with all this. They don't need to create a table, to navigate the table properly, to learn how to open a champagne, but you still can do it for yourself. Because I have friends and they tell me, you know what, I'm enjoying my company and I'm planning to celebrate Valentine's for me, because you're very important. You have to celebrate everything and anything as much as you can, because we don't know when something like that can happen again. We have to actually celebrate every single moment of our life in a beautiful way. And this is it for me for today. First of all, I would like to also thank our sponsors, Attorney King, Siquan Casino and Resort, Indian Motorcycle of San Diego, the gym, Serrano's Coronado, and IB Fitness. And I would like to tell you that this is my very, very first podcast. I've never done it before, and I want to be very transparent and very honest with you. I hope that you enjoyed. And forgive me if I missed some of the topics or I didn't check on something or I made some errors, but this is me. And I want to be here for you and to fix your crown. And I am expecting you to fix mine. Thank you so much.